Hello everyone. In this session, we will learn about Retrieval Augmented Generation. We will try to generate summaries. Now, in my previous video, we have seen using RAG, we have generated question and answer. Okay, that was a question answer model we had, and in this, we will generate summaries. Now, when will you require to generate summary? So when you need to understand overall context or main ideas from a long context, you understand that, right? So now you want to understand the essence of a multiple documents or a conversation. And let's take an example, okay? Let's say there is a lengthy conversation between a doctor and a patient, and I, as a vendor, would like to keep that data. Now, is it wise to keep the entire conversation? No. I mean, I just want to have the, probably the symptoms of the patient and what doctor recommended as a medicine, okay? Also, now, suppose you have a long research article, right? And you want to just generate a summaries. Even think about a legal documents, right? You'd like to generate summaries. So yeah, these are we'll have ample of such cases. You can think of it, I mean, any ways you want. Yeah. So let's first of all let's see the flowchart, how we will go about, and then we'll go into the coding. Okay. Now the same example that I've taken, which in my previous session, if you were there in my previous session, for question and answer model, I've taken the same PDF, which is a paracetamol. Okay, and I've used that same flowchart. So what we first do is we will first upload a PDF. Okay. Now once you have uploaded the PDF using Langchain, we will try to extract the splitting context. Okay, I mean that is your chunks of text. Okay, now this will be full of literature, and now once you have taken these chunks of text, we need to feed them into embedding. Okay, embedding model. So you will use HuggingFace embedding model here, which is open source. So once we feed this text into this embedding model, what will come out from this embedding model is sequence of numeric. It is a representation of the text that you have fed into the embedded model. It generates this dense vector, which is nothing but has got a semantic meaning. Now, this semantic meaning, as I have explained it in my previous session, that it has got a high dimension, as high as 100 plus dimensions, right? Now, our traditional database, like Oracle database or MySQL database, they cannot cater to it. The reason being, there, since it's in a high dimension, there are computational expenses. The reason why it won't support. So we need a special database. Here we'll be again using the FAISS database, right? Let's ingest the data in the FAISS database. Okay, once we have done the ingestion, the next thing is user comes into the picture. Okay, user is going to come with a question. Say for example, since I have a PDF of paracetamol, I'm asking again a very basic question: what is paracetamol? Now it will give me a context. Okay, now this context, question and the context taken together, we will feed that in LLM model, and from this LLM model we'll generate the summary. Okay, this is the entire code. Now let's go to the coding here. Okay, let's go to the coding here. Now this is a flow chart. We'll keep in mind, and as we start coding it, we'll fall back into this chart and see where we are. Okay, it will make you very it'll make it simpler for you. Now first thing first, in order to have the PDF uploaded, we're going to pip install Langchain. Okay, you'll have to remember this Langchain is a very important component here. Pip install -q Langchain community. That's the package. Okay, once you have installed, let it install. Meantime, I'm just quickly going to create new folder, and I'm going to name that as data. Okay, let's name it as data, and this is where I'm going to put my PDF. Okay, let me look for my PDF. Paracetamol. Okay, now I'll just show you. Yeah, this is where my PDF got downloaded. Okay, and I have Langchain also being installed. Now in the next step, what we'll quickly do is we're going to import packages from Langchain. Okay, now the first package is from Langchain. Okay, from Langchain underscore community dot document. I'm going to take loaders from okay, import PyPDF loader. Okay, this is the package that I'm going to need for loading the PDF. Now I need to split it as well, right? So for that, we again have another package, and that is also from Langchain. Okay, Langchain dot text underscore splitter import. So you remember, for splitting we use recursive. Okay, recursive. There are many ways of doing it, but you will find most convenient way with this recursive character text splitter. Okay, now we have installed it. Let's load the path. Okay, load path. Let's name it load path, and I'm going to take the path. Once I've taken the path here, the first thing is that I'm going to load it. Let me name it as loader itself. Whatever the suggestion Google is giving me, I'll take it. I'm going to use this package. Okay, I mean, yeah, this is a function that I'm going to take, and I need to give the path here, load path, which I have just divided in the above line. Okay, that's it. Once this is done, I need to have the doc. Okay, let's see. Let's say imported doc. I'll keep it import doc, and let me load it. Okay, that's a loader is the name that I've given. .load. That's the 3 line that you have to type. Once you've typed, let's just have this. Let's have a look at this raw data. How does it look? Okay. Now this I'm doing it before splitting it. Okay. Now it says pip install py-pdf. Okay. Now good that I showed you. I could have just install the package and move ahead, and I forgot to do this in my previous session. Okay. So if you install this package, yeah, now if you see, it is going in a flow. Now this is the raw file we have. If you look at this raw file, start somewhere from here. This is the page content we'll be interested about. Okay, page content. This is the raw package. Okay, now I'm going to hide it and move ahead. The second thing that you have to do is splitting. Okay, now if you look into this PDF, this is where the PDF we are, and if you remember, we have passed a splitted text into the embedding model, right? So we're going to create the splitted text. So I know that I have imported it. Okay, and now let's create splitted text here. Okay, let's name it as text underscore splitter, and I'm going to use recursive character. Okay, this is what I'm going to use it, and I'm going to put I'll have to give 2 parameters here, chunk. Okay, you are just instantiating, okay, here, and the splitting will happen in the subsequent step, and I'm taking 100. I told you this is a small PDF that I have, and chunk overlap is what I'm also going to give. The reason is I want to have the model remember the context by having an overlap. Okay, so in every sequence there will be an overlap of 20. So if it is 100, every time there will be an overlap of 20% between the sequences. Okay, now once you have done that, I'll create a text chunks. Okay, text chunks. So using the text splitter, okay, this text splitter I'll take here, and I'm going to split the documents. Okay, that's the function we have, documents, and we're going to put this import doc. This is what we want to get it splitted. So if you see, I have instantiated the recursive cursor saying this is what it should be, and then using the same text splitter I'm splitting this document. Okay, now once we've done so, we will check the text underscore chunks. Okay, now this is where we are, and look how many page we have. We have around 5 pages. Okay, right at the end we have 5, and for every page there will be splitted documents. See for page 1 how many split there are. Okay, and this is the content. Okay, now let me again hide it. Now once we have done this, once we have splitted our documents, now the next step is we'll push that into embedding layer. Okay, now in order to push that into embedding layer, we need to have certain packages. The first package will be our sentence transformer, pip install -q sentence transformers. Okay, let's install this package, and after we have installed that package, we will have the embeddings. Okay, so let's install the embedding from there. Now I'm going to use Langchain to have the embeddings done. Okay, Langchain dot embeddings import HuggingFace embedding. Okay, so I have HuggingFace embedding. I have imported it. Now let me look at the model. Okay, so I'll put the model name here. As a model name. Let me put it like this, model name, and I have stored it somewhere. The model name. It's very. If you make one small mistake in the caps or whatever, the model will not run. It will throw an error. So it's better. I thought that I'll keep this. Now once you've done this, now for this model we're going to require 2 arguments. Okay, the 2 arguments are like model, name it as model quarks. Okay, model quarks AR is a very important one because we are running this in CPU. Okay, we don't have GPU, we have CPU, so we are running this, so we'll have to call it out. Now encode quarks is another parameters that we need to pass on. Okay, and this talks about normalization, whether I require to normalize that vector that I've created. So I don't require it, so I'm not going to normalize. Okay, so I put normalize is false. Okay, sorry, normalize embeddings. Embeddings is going to be false. Okay, now once this is done, these are the two parameters I'm going to require for the embedding. So let me call the embedding. Now this is where I'm going to instantiate my embeddings. Okay, I'm going to pick the Hugging Face model here, paste it, and then I'm going to put this two first of all the model name. Okay, so I'm going to call out the model name as no, that's how model underscore name, right? Yeah. And how did we name the model here? Using model name. Okay, let me paste it. Okay, something else have got copied. Let me paste it here. Now I have model name. I need to put two more arguments, that is model quarks. Okay, now both the parameter way of calling it out and the name I've given is same, so I'm going to just paste it. And the next is encode. Again, the name is same, but in the interest of time, so that you don't get confused, I'm just putting it. Okay, what do we call it? We called it out as encode quarks. Okay, now once this is done, I'm going to instantiate this. Okay, I hope there is no error. Yeah, I think it is getting through. So as of now, we've just instantiated that. Okay, okay, now up until now, while the package is getting while it is getting instantiated, let's go into the flowchart. We have uploaded the PDF, we splitted the PDF, put it into embeddings. Okay, Hugging Face, using the Hugging Face embeddings, now we are generating the embedding model. Next step is we're going to put it in the FAISS database. Okay, now we're going to get a dense vector, right? That has to be put into the FAISS database. So this is where now I'll have to pip install again, pip install -q. You guessed it, it is going to be FAISS CPU first. Okay, now again, now once you have done FAISS CPU, again you have to go to Langchain langchain.pc vector store. So you're going to import FAISS. Okay, Langchain CHAIN. Okay, yeah, once I have installed, once I have these vector stores, now let me instantiate the DB here. Okay, so DB FAISS dot form documents. I'm passing the text chunks. Okay, so I've created the text chunk somewhere on the top, right? That's how I named it. We even saw the chunks. So these chunks, I'm going to convert that into embeddings. So embeddings also I instantiated. I'll just have that. Okay, this is where I've instantiated the embeddings. I'm going to put it here now. Yeah, these vital steps are done. Now once this is done, we have our database. I'm sure there will be an error now because there's a yellow line that's coming up, right? Yeah, so what does it say? Langchain CHINN I have put. Okay, let me cancel this out. Yeah, now I have my database being done. I have pushed the dense vector into embeddings. Now after this step, we are going to communicate with the database. Okay, the question that we passed to the database, but we need to set a relationship before that. So we know we called it out as DB. That's the way, that's the name that we've given. But as a user, as if I go right on the top, as a user, to connect with the FAISS database, you need to have a relationship done first. Okay, now to establish that relationship, let me call it out as retriever, because you need to retrieve. Okay, retriever. Okay, I made a hell lot of spelling mistake. Retriever. Okay, retriever DB, that's the name that I've given in the database. If you can look at the top, and .as. Okay, underscore retriever. I'm just going to open and close bracket. Okay, that's the thing that I'm going to put. So what happens is here, FAISS has no attribute as underscore retriever. DB dot as underscore retriever. RETRIEVR. Okay, retriever. Okay, I'll call, that's the correct this thing, and I'll also name it. Let's also see whether we have got the establishment done or not. Okay, yeah, we have done it. As you can see, it's FAISS and Hugging Face embedding we had. Okay, so it is showing all the thing. And once this is done, the very next step, in order to communicate, you need to, now we have established a relation with the retriever. Okay, now what first thing that you're going to do is pass a question to the using the retriever to the database, and then retrieve a context. Okay, now let's put a question. the question, let's keep the same question this time, but I'm just thinking if you can have some other question this time. Let's for sake, let's keep the same example. Look, let's build what are the side effects of what are the side effects of paracetamol. Okay, let me have this question, and I have to pass this to the database, right? So now in order to do that, let me do context dot test docs is equal to retriever dot invoke the question. Okay, let me just put question here. Okay, now let's check in case if you don't put docs. Just imagine if you have not put anything. Okay, let's say for example I'm just keeping it blank. What would you get as a response if you don't give any context? Okay, so see, it doesn't give a good amount of information. Okay, but let's see the moment we put this question and then it tries to retrieve. See, now you have something, okay, which it is not showing. Okay, quite a good amount of documents we have. Now let's construct the context here. Whatever we've got here, let's have it in a proper format. Okay, so let me give a name as a context, and let me create a comprehension list from doc for doc in context docs. Right, let me quickly copy paste it, and then from doc I want to take the page contents. Okay, dot page content. Okay, this is what I want, and this won't look good. Even if I just do that, so I need to do another thing, that is I need to join them. Dot join, and I'm going to see the context now. Okay, let's have the context. Yeah, so now it looks much better. Okay, possible side effects, how to store paracetamol, are not sure of anything. It gives a context. Okay, now we want to generate a summary out of it. Okay, so before we generate a summary, we need to have a model done. Okay, we've seen for a question answer there was a model. Okay, and there is another model that we have when you want to generate summary for when you want to generate summary. Okay, and that is from a Facebook. But before that, let's install the pipeline. Okay, from transformer import pipeline. So the pipeline package is from the transformer here. Now I'll name the model first. Model name. Okay, model underscore name. It is your Facebook. Let me see if Google gives me a suggestion. Then I'll go ahead. No, I think Google Colab is not giving me a suggestion now. So the model is going to be this Facebook BERT CNN. Okay, this is the model I have. This is the model. Okay, now let me instantiate the model summarizer. Okay, summarizer equals to pipeline, and you need to first of all call it out that you want summarization, summarization, summarization model, and you need to give the model name. Okay, so my model equals to the model name that I have. Okay, now if you have followed my question answer model in the previous session, I have passed the tokenizer. Okay, but the beautiful about pipeline package, right, it will do the tokenization by default. Okay, you don't have to call it out, and if you want to have padding and max length, max sequence, those things done, then you need to separately define that tokenizer. Okay, so in this case I don't have to, so I'm just calling out the model, and I need a summarization this thing. Let me see if it gets executed. Yes, it is getting executed, and in the next line we'll just generate the summary. Now how do you generate a summary? We'll call out a summary here, and then we need to give a certain certain parameters. Okay, let me summarizer, right, that's the name that I've given, summarizer. Okay, and let me not store it somewhere first. Okay, let me store it in summary only. Okay, summarizer, I'm passing you the context. Okay, and now what will be the max length? Max length as in how much of output, how much number of tokens you want. Let's keep it around let's say 50. Okay, in my case I'll say 50, and similarly you need to give a minimum length also. One thing you need to keep it in mind, your max length that you define. Okay, check for our input. Okay, if your input is shorter than the output you're going to generate, it is going to throw an error. Okay, so minimum length I'm going to put it 5 so that it doesn't go below that. Okay, and do sample I'll put it true. The reason why you do sample equals true, the sampling, that means you do sampling so that it makes some randomness in generating the next tokens. If you put it false, it will be a very greedy approach, very predictive. Okay, your model will be able to innovatively pick new tokens as a and next one. Okay, now we'll see our summary after that. So we have the question, got the context, and we're generating the summary out of it. So it says, what are the side effects of paracetamol? That's the question we gave, right? So it says, stop taking paracetamol immediately. Contact a doctor if you have an experience of the following pain or if other symptoms appear. Okay, now you see possible side effects, how to store paracetamol. It didn't get it quite there, but yeah, as a summary, I mean, it gave you important thing. So that's all about it here. If you go to the flow, I hope I was able to explain this part properly. You pass this question, put it into the LLM, LLM generates the summary for you. Okay, thank you very much if you have been all through.